certified real.
Hey, I'm a little excited.
You heard it here first. Certified Real, Airborne.
You are now listening to Real Talk Podcast.
This is certified.
What's going on, good people? Welcome back to Real Talk Podcast. As you know, we got the usual suspects up here today. You know, you got my man X, my man Gills, my man Terrell. And today we're going to be talking about sports films. This is very near and dear to my heart. These are some of my favorite movies, so I'm very, very ready to get into this episode. All right. X, what we got on the itinerary today?
I think we should start how we always started, man. Like, what's your favorite sports film? Let's do this. What's your favorite black cinema, like black sports film, and then what's your favorite sports film in general? Because like for me, it's different. So let's start with what's your favorite black sports film?
All right, what you got, Terrell?
Remember the Titans, I would say.
Hey.
So, you can't get mad at that.
Hey,
I expected something different
Titans.
though, but you can't get mad. I expected something like tennis or hockey or some shit. Like the Mighty Ducks.
Hilarious. The Mighty Ducks.
Yo, hey, D3 Mighty Ducks is up there though.
It's up there. It's up there.
D3?
Definitely as a kid. Definitely as a kid. As a kid.
Yes.
D2 was lit when they went to the Olympics. Right?
Olympics.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. D2
The
was
first one. The first one
It's
was
knuckle puck time.
Yeah.
Hey, word.
Yeah, let's do his quotes. Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
What's your other one?
Yeah. What's your overall? Is that your overall?
Like period or just your black?
I think that's my overall. I'll be real.
Right,
Okay.
What you got, Gil?
What you got, Gills?
I kind of have to agree with him on both fronts, but I'm gonna throw something different in there just for the sake of the movie.
Okay.
Like Remember the Titans is fire for me, but
Yes,
like, it's super quotable. But I would say Above the Rim was probably one of my favorites just growing up as a kid, just playing ball, seeing Pac, seeing Dwayne Martin, like actual as far as like the actual like live basketball being like because like when you have to like show somebody playing sports, you have to make it dress it up a certain way. It looks like they was actually playing ball. So Above the Rim was probably one of my favorites.
Yo, really quick, what's funny is about that you say that is that there's so many memes out there of them like showing how it's not really them playing ball. Like I remember there was one meme of they had the light skin doing like his jersey was like 667, and he went over there, blocked the shot, and it was on the other side of the court catching the alley-oop.
Yeah. That was wild.
It's like he threw the alley to himself. I was like,
he threw it. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, yo. So it's funny that you said that because that's the first thing that comes to mind.
So when I think of it, I'm thinking like Dwayne Martin when he was like, "Come on, Montrose, huh? Come on, Montrose. You go to North Carolina?" Like he was giving him work.
Facts. So what's your overall film?
Is that the overall?
It was really Remember the Titans, but
I mean that's right. You got two.
Okay.
Now, the only reason why I said that
I just chose something different.
Yeah, the only reason why I said that, like for me, is because like my favorite, black cinema film is like a tie between Any Given Sunday and Sir Parker. Have you ever seen They Call Me Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, but it's a tie between those two. But like when it comes to like overall, like just overall sports film, my favorite is the Program.
That's what I thought you was gonna say.
Yeah, that's my overall favorite one is the Program.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not black cinema. So, but my favorite,
Okay. My favorite black cinema is also as well Any Given Sunday. You can ask my fiance. Any Given Sunday, that's my joint. From every aspect of the movie, I feel like that's the movie that gave you the biggest look into the professional side of that sport. Mm-hmm. And like it was funny. It hit at all them. It was funny. It was dramatic. It was everything. But then I would have to say my favorite overall sports movie is Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues. I knew Paul Walker way before Fast and Furious. Like I was like when I seen him in Fast, I was like, yo. So that I had to say Varsity Blues. What's up?
Can I like? Because my answer is really it's more show based. Mm-hmm. And Friday Night Lights is the best sports show I've ever seen.
Yes.
To me, in my opinion.
Oh, sports. Oh, yeah, sports shows.
The movie is cool. But it wouldn't be my favorite sports movie. The show is my favorite sports anything as far as for me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna move forward. Go ahead.
You know what I was gonna say is what's crazy is like growing up, like late 90s, early 2000s, there was like mad, like all you seen on Disney was like sports films. Right? So I wanted to touch on that just really, really quick. Like, what was the Disney sports film that you watched growing up? Like for me, it was I think it was called Brinks.
Angels in the Outfield.
When it was like skating.
Yeah, Brinks.
It was
yeah,
racing.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
That was mine.
Angels in the Outfield.
Another one for Remember the Titans. There we go.
Yeah.
Damn, that is Disney. I just
right
there. I was thinking because there was a moment where it was like really, really like Disney, like straight to TV Disney film.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I fuck with
like
Miracle.
Airborne. You know what I'm saying? That was OD fire. That's why
I rock with Miracle.
I got the
like
DVD
Miracle.
copy of
Miracle.
Airborne.
Yeah.
Like I have that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember the
DVD
Titans
copy of Airborne.
You gotta give me a copy of that or send me a link.
It's on Amazon. Just get it on Amazon.
Airborne is
Yo, that was my shit.
One of the cheesiest movies.
Did you say they all deserve Oscars? Is that what you said?
Oh, give it to them. So, one of the cheesiest movies I've ever seen.
It's cheesy as hell.
Cheesy,
Seth Green.
It's so lovable. It's a lovable movie.
Yes, it is.
It makes you want to rollerblade.
Yeah.
Didn't you give it a certified reel on one episode?
He did. It's on the bloopers, as a matter of fact, if I'm remembering correctly.
Certified.
Yeah. But I would say moving forward. So what I want to do is I want to ask each one of y'all, because we've all watched our plethora of sports movies. I want to go down the line. Favorite football, favorite basketball, favorite baseball. Hockey. I think all of us think of the same thing when we think.
Yeah. It's like the only one, really.
Yeah. I mean, there's another one, but it's not. It's not Mighty Ducks. So, you guys, everybody, do your favorite football movie, your favorite basketball movie, and your favorite baseball movie. Let me get those. And then your favorite random sports movie, like it was just a random sports movie, because they have a lot of those too. So, Terrell, what you got?
Football, Remember the Titans.
Of course.
Basketball, loving basketball. I'm real with you. That's my favorite basketball one. It's either that
barely
one
any basketball in that motherfucker.
It's either that one or Like Mike. That's it.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yo, it's crazy because we kind of had, like, since we're older than you, Terrell, we kind of got like a different
perspective. Exactly.
Perspective of sports films growing up. Because Like Mike is definitely a film that when I was a little bit older, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because we was like 13 when that shit. We was like,
this is
we
not
was
what
like
I
10,
remember.
11. I
got the appeal though. I get it though. I got that.
Yeah.
I was born in '97.
That's right around for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
What you got? Keep going.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Shit, I haven't watched that many. Benchwarmers. There we go.
Okay.
Benchwarmers.
What's your random though? Like your random sports movie?
Random?
Like it's just a wild ass sport, and you just like.
That's hard. Random sports.
It's a lot of them, but you're not thinking about it that way.
Is boxing technically a sport?
Yes, it is.
Creed.
What do you mean technically?
Creed.
Okay. What you got, Gills?
Football, we're gonna go Remember the Titans. I mean, let's get that out the way. Baseball, Major League. I mean, I don't know if it's counts as black cinema, maybe not, but
I don't
Major
have
League
to.
was,
You good?
yeah, Major League Baseball for me is hilarious. Basketball is gonna be tough. There's a lot of good ones.
But that's a hard one. That's why I did the third.
I would say,
I mean, you got Sunset Park,
Blue Chips.
You got Coach Carter, Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Above
the rim. White men can't jump.
Hoosiers. Like you got a lot of movies.
I might rock with White Men Can't Jump. Just
not a bad choice.
It's not.
Yeah.
All right, what you got, X? What's your
I
random?
gotta get my random. I'm gonna throw Space Jam in there.
All right.
Okay.
Football. I'm gonna go with the program. That's like my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
Basketball. I'm gonna go with the 6 Man.
Oh,
that was fire.
Oh, yes, sir.
That was fire.
Yes, sir.
What was the next one? Baseball.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of baseball. I think, but the one with Wesley Snipes, that was Major League, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with The Sandlot. Fuck it, I'm gonna go with The Sandlot. I felt like The Sandlot was like one of those films when I was a kid that was like, yo, this.
That's a strong one. I like that.
That's mine.
What was it? Random. The first film that came to mind was that Legendary with John Cena, where he was like coaching the kid wrestling. Yeah.
Oh,
but I'm gonna go with The Karate Kid.
Ooh,
okay.
It is
As
a sport.
a random
Because
one.
it is a sport.
I'm gonna go with The Karate Kid. So fuck it.
For me, football is gonna be Varsity Blues. It's gonna be Varsity Blues. Baseball is gonna be The Sandlot. When I tell y'all I loved Sandlot so much as a kid, I made my dad buy me PF flyers. You know how hard it is to buy PF flyers? It was clean though. You know how hard it is to find PF flyers in the 90s? Like, and then when they brought them back out, like in like early 2011, 2012, I got a pair. So
I bet you're trying to piss off every dog on the block. Like, yeah, come on, try me. I dare you.
Facts had the wheels on them. But then when it comes to basketball, it's Coach Carter. It's Coach Carter. Just because you know, you had my man Worm. I still don't know that man's real name, but he's always in basketball films. He was in Sunset Park. He was on even on Dawson's Creek. The man played basketball. Yeah, then Sam Jackson, of course. And then my random is actually a tie. My random is a tie between Airborne and Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings was crazy.
Cool Runnings was crazy.
Cool
Exactly.
Was like
those are my
my Jamaican bobsled team. That was fire.
Working in a classroom, I've seen Cool Runnings so many times. Yeah. I'm so over it. But Airborne is one of those films that don't get talked about enough.
Word. And it was just because it was just so random. It was like, I don't know who made this.
I can count on my hands how many people know about this movie, like for real.
Facts.
I still gotta watch
it. Yo, hold on. This just came to me. Another thing that was crazy in my childhood of sports film was that golden retriever. And he played every sport, bro.
This nigga was nice.
I think the only thing that didn't put my nigga on was track. I don't think he ran track, but he did everything else.
Yeah, he played basketball, football, everything else. Yo, that just popped in my head. I remember watching those movies. OD.
Yo,
my man had the sneakers and everything. Man got him baby shoes.
Go ahead, Toro.
So I was on Rolling Stone, and they compiled a list of 30 of the top 30 sports films of all time.
Okay.
I'm gonna just go through the 1 through 5 and see if you guys even agree with it.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be bad.
Some of these, I'll be real, I haven't seen them. So number 5, Caddyshack.
That's just Rolling Stone. They're gonna do stuff like that.
Caddyshack. That's the golf one with John Candy.
Yeah, but I'm not putting that top 5.
Let's see.
I consider golf a sport because it actually takes a lot to be good at golf. But
it's a sport.
I'm not putting Caddyshack at 5 though.
It's Rolling Stones too, like you said, but let's hit other ones.
Yeah. Number 4, Raging Bull.
I'm not putting that top 5.
Robert.
Yeah, I'm not putting that top 5.
Yo,
I get it.
You see where this list is. You see where this list is going.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm not putting that top 5. Go ahead.
All right. Number 3, The Bad News Bears.
Which one? The original or the
They're talking about the original.
The original.
They definitely talking about the original.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Still no.
Yeah.
All right. This is gone. Somebody gonna get mad. Number 2, Rocky.
I'm not putting Rocky at number 2, bro.
It can be top 5. It can be top 5.
For the lore of the film, I can respect. I can respect it being top 5.
The only way,
it's not in my top 5, but I can respect it.
The only way I could put Rocky in top 5 is we're talking about the collection of Rocky films. I could put top 5, but if we're just talking about Rocky, the first Rocky, I'm not putting in top 5.
No, off the lore. It's not in my top 5, but off the lore, I can respect them putting it on.
But I feel like at this point, whenever this was made, this wasn't made with just the one Rocky out, right? So they definitely implemented and put this at number 2 based on the hype of all.
Because the first Rocky isn't even the best Rocky.
Yeah,
it's not. I go with number 4. I go number 4. Yeah. But still, like as far as Rocky 4, but the first Rocky is very underrated. It's criminally underrated.
No, it's underrated.
I'm just not putting my top 5 sports movies.
It's not top 3.
Is it as action packed as all the other ones that are out there? No, but as far as
I don't want it, Adrian. I don't want that in top 5.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. What was the number 1?
What you got for
number 1 was Hoop Dreams.
Hope Dreams is number 1 for sure. I'll give him that. They got that one right. Documentary. It's real life.
I was thinking.
real life.
Yeah,
It's real life.
I don't know if I would put it number one. It's a good.
It's top
one,
five at the very minimum. It's top five.
Yeah, no, I agree that it could be
Hoop
top
Dreams
five.
is like one of those.
I'm not putting it number one. Though.
Before we move forward, I just want to give a nod to a movie that does not get the credit it deserves. Neither does the actor who played in the movie, Above the Rim, the other Above the Rim, about Earl Mandigoat. With Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And jump up there, give you change off the backboard. So yes, I want to give a nod to that movie because it does not get the respect it deserves.
I rock with that. Can I give an honorable mention myself?
Yes, go ahead. Everybody give an honorable mention, as a matter of fact.
Might as well. Shit.
The air up there. I don't know about that. But Jimmy Dolan shaking big. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Kevin Bacon out here doing it.
You with these
air up there was my shit.
These white saviors.
Air up there was
honorable mention.
Rebound. I'm gonna throw that in there.
Which rebound?
I gotta say this, bro.
Which rebound?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I gotta say this, bro.
What?
Yo, what's with you in these corny ass movies?
I love corny ass movies. Man. Sorry.
There's two rebounds though. Like, you talking about the Martin Lawrence?
Yeah, he talking about the Martin Lawrence one. Like, come on, man.
What you got, X? What you got? I know X coming with something. What you got, X?
Your shit better be fire. All this
low key disappointed me.
I'm disappointed right now. I'm
disappointed in both.
I forgot my honorable mention.
Damn. So now that moving forward, okay, we gonna do we just gonna do basketball and football because there's not enough of the other films. Who was the best football player if you had to relate them to real life?
Great question.
In movies and basketball, football and basketball. Out of all football and basketball films, who is the best player you feel could translate to the real life sport? Go.
I'm gonna go basketball. Jesus Shuttlesworth.
That would be my choice too. But that's also not fair because it's Ray Allen.
He can literally do everything.
It's a fucking NBA player.
I literally was thinking that.
I feel like we can't
it's the
use
second
that.
greatest shooting NBA player of all time.
I don't think. Do a different one, bro. You've been wilding all day.
Why are you? What are you talking about?
But you even said you would have did it too. But you said you would have did it too.
Football. That's tough. I might go. It's probably going to be somebody from the program, right?
Ooh. Who you got though?
He
gonna pick Buddy on steroids.
No. The other linebacker. I forgot his name.
Oh, the one who wanted to get the house.
I know you.
You're
the one that raped my sister. Yeah. I would love to have a linebacker like him on my team. So yeah, I guess. You're gonna love this one. Shaq from Blue Chips. You know what I mean? Hey. You're not gonna let Shuttlesworth play.
Okay. What you got, X?
Yo, Terrell, cut all that shit out.
I'm just saying.
Cut it all out.
He picked another actual basketball player. The most dominant center of all time.
There you go.
Just cut that shit out.
Go, X.
All right, so
all together. So
cut him out. Just throw him away.
Do that.
I'm gonna go with football. I'm gonna go with Joe Kane from the program.
I knew you would. I knew it. I felt like that was gonna be one of yours.
He's like Tom Brady before Tom Brady, man.
Women and kids to bed.
What you said? Basketball. Basketball is always tough. Son. You know what? Basketball is not tough. I'm gonna go with what's his name from Coach Carter, the center.
Junior Battle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Junior Battle.
Junior Battle. Okay.
I'm not making it, bro.
He's making the league, bro. He's D1 project. He was D1.
Okay.
He shut down that monster. You heard Sam L.
Ty Crane.
Hold on to that monster. You heard
Ty Crane still giving buckets.
Ty Crane still got
he gave him his buckets.
I felt like it was like the Kawhi thing when they said he shut down LeBron in the 2014 finals. I'm like, bro, LeBron
did you see LeBron's
32.
numbers?
He has 32 on more than 50% shooting.
Niggas be like, but it was a difficult 32 though. You know, like no, I don't know. So
hey, there's a difference.
All right, so mine for basketball. In the name of Gills, I'm gonna go Michael Jordan Space Jam, psych. But for basketball, it was like really, it was kind of tough. But I'm gonna go with Timo Cruz, 3-point lights out from 3-point shooting.
I was gonna pick him too.
The only man I trust
I
besides Steph Curry to come down on a fast break and hit a three.
Yeah.
Timo Cruz.
If he don't shoot a motherfucker.
Banks, what is your deepest
Matter
fear?
fact,
that we are inadequate.
Matter of fact, I changed my answer. I changed my answer. Do y'all remember the score before Leon checks into the game on above the rim? Do y'all remember the score?
Yo, all right.
With
yo,
2 minutes left.
We got it. We got to discuss
2 minutes
that.
left. This man had the biggest comeback in, like, I'm like, 2 minutes.
We gotta discuss
playing in khakis. That's
TV, bro. Like,
some fucking B boots and a long john.
It was corduroys. Don't sugarcoat it. It was corduroys.
Hey,
he came through in corduroys and like churches
and dropped buckets.
Like he gave the man 40 in 2 minutes.
He was NBA talent
while getting fouled.
He was NBA talent
on Shep's name.
Man literally didn't touch a ball all movie long, son.
Except Booms when he was playing Booms with playing Booms with Kyle.
Bro, he played all the time. Bro. And then he played by himself. Imagine that he plays all the time.
Yeah. And then
like, he was getting working all the time, bro.
Exactly.
Marlon was hilarious in that movie.
Then for me, football. I gotta go. My name is Willie. Beeman. I keep the ladies. Yo, this man became a sensation in one season, and he didn't even start the season. Like a lot of people don't even pay attention. They was like 3 weeks before the playoffs even started, and this man, before the playoffs, this man became the starter, got a damn a commercial, got a music video, and got a sports cover, and was viewed on the number one talk show in sports, according to that. And dude was really low key playing Skip Bayless, the reporter that had the suntan shit on his nose.
Yeah.
Willie Beeman did all that shit in a matter of like 4 weeks.
What was the shit? Inflate your chest?
Facts. Inflate your chest.
That's how it is, bro. but
Willie Beeman and Shep from Butter Rim. Those my two.
But so let's we had a little fun. Mm-hmm. So let's dive a little bit deeper into these sports films. I'm always the one I always look at representation, and I feel like sports films, especially Black cinema sports films, always get us in this idea of like all we have is sports, right? Like all I got is basketball, all I got is football. Like I always think of Boobie Miles, like I don't know how to do anything else. This is all I know. And I feel like that's
crying after he tore his ACL.
I feel like that's like 90% of Black people in sports film. They like we're from the ghetto, poverty, the basketball, the football, the baseball, whatever it is.
He would have made it to the league.
He did. Yeah. So what are y'all thoughts on that idea? Like, yes, in some instances, it's definitely the story. Like, it's true. Mm-hmm. As time is going now, obviously, people are more toned to like using it as a tool rather than to be like, this is my only option. So, like, what are y'all thoughts on that representation and all of that?
I was gonna say, I didn't mean to cut you off, Banks.
Oh no, you good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of these sport films are definitely like the target genre for these white savior concepts. Like, not every Black kid who plays sports, has a broken family or, lives in a single parent home, whatever the case may be. You have some Black kids who play sports with both parents in the picture and end up being very successful and all that good stuff. But it's like, they push those other stories to the forefront, which is interesting. So,
because and I was going to touch on that too, because a lot of our favorite sports films, in a way, are white saviors, right? Like some we haven't mentioned, like Hardball, white savior. Cool Runnings is obviously, a white savior film and stuff like that.
The Air Up There.
Sure. The Air Up There. A big white savior film.
Fine.
Oh, what's the other one? Sunset Park.
Okay, but my question is this. Does it constitute as a white savior film if it really happened? Like, can we look at a Glory Road? Can we look at a Blind Side and say, yo, it's a white savior film when this is accurate as it's gonna get for Hollywood standards.
I don't think we're. I don't think we're
point
speaking on that. I don't think we're speaking on that when we're talking about an actual true story. Like
no, because Blindside gets dragged through the mud.
I don't because this actually happened.
Glory Road is a great movie.
It is,
but it's a true story. So
but I look at it that way because, one, off rip, this story doesn't necessarily need it to be told, right? And then it also on top of that, it's told in the way from the perspective of the white savior.
Okay.
Right. So like the air up there could be that people have been going over to different countries getting players all the time. Like the NFL, the NBA, they literally have programs. They literally have programs where there's a track to go from this country to there. Right. But why couldn't that story be told from the perspective of, the African
player,
kid, right? Like, why is it told from Kevin Bacon's like, or those type of ideas, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I include it, right? So yes, Blindside is a true story. It's a great story. Like the story is a beautiful story, but it's told from the perspective of Sandra Bullock and her saving the kid. You get what I'm saying?
Devil's advocate, right? Don't take out what I'm saying, but
go ahead.
Let's say, for instance, we can play the chicken or egg argument. Are these movies are being told from the white person's perspective because that's the big name actor, the Kevin Bacon, the Sandra Bullock, the whoever, or is it because that's just what the way they wanted to perceive it? That's the way
I feel like
I get
you could get a big name actor to play the kid though.
No, it's not even that. I feel like your question kind of proved the point that I'm trying to make of it being a white savior, right? So like they got a big name actor to play this white savior to carry this story for what? Why do we have to hear about Michael Orr's story? Like what was important about Michael Orr's story that we needed to make a film about it? Like that they felt the need to make a film about it. You know what I'm saying?
And I have a caveat on that.
Go ahead.
There's plenty of players that had other black saviors, that had black people who, like Josh Jacobs, for instance, the running back for the Raiders. Mm-hmm. His father was homeless.
Yeah.
His father, they were homeless. They all lived in a car at one point. You still got your son to Alabama, the elitist, the most elite program in college program in football. Yeah. And he got there on his own hard work, and now he's in the NFL and he's actually a good running back. Mm-hmm. Nobody's trying to tell that story. So I can actually, I feel like there's too many Terrell Owens. Mother was out there tripping. He was raised, wasn't tripping, but she couldn't take care of him, raised by his grandmother. Grandmother raising her grandson. He goes to Chattanooga, doesn't have any dreams of football till he gets it. Exactly. There's too many films. So I get you're only playing devil's advocate, but I more so relate to what X is saying because there's so many stories you could have told that didn't have to be a white savior. And and then Michael Orr went to the NFL and became who? Not to knock Michael Orr, not to disrespect him, but it's like
first round pick. A first round pick.
Here's my point.
Decent career.
I'm about to make a point. Here's my point.
Go ahead.
Here's the point I can make. And I'm gonna talk about safety, but not about the production. We're not talking about nothing about the production of safety, right? Mm-hmm. But safety is a film, is a savior film. It's a white savior movie, right? Mm-hmm. But the point of view of the film is not from the savior. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right? Like the team, the Clemson, the team, and that coach saved him and helped him and put him in that situation so he could succeed. But the perspective of what the film was made of and how they did it was from that black kid's story. That's his story. He told it from his perspective.
I still gave that movie flack.
But that's why we said we're not talking about the production.
No, not for it being trash.
About the production.
I'm not talking about production. I'm not talking about production either. I'm talking. Hold on. What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying is what y'all gave that movie flack for saying not having any black people that had influenced his whole career throughout the whole time in Clemson.
Oh yeah,
no black people. No, y'all gave a lot of flack for that.
We were saying in all that went on with him being at Clemson, you mean to tell me one black coach?
Yeah,
that's what we were saying.
I'm not saying that it's a perfect example of it telling the perspective from the black kid. I'm saying that it can be done. Like it's not that wasn't a perfect example of it, but it is an example that it can be done and it could be profitable. Is what I'm saying. They could have told the story of the heir up there from the African kid from his side of the story. Like it didn't have to be from,
especially since it's a made up
Kevin
story.
Bacon. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying like it's a white savior. Like look at Hardball. Like Hardball is straight up white savior. But
I felt like they low-key saved him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. Even at the underlining is those kids literally saved him, but they perceive it as he came in and saved these kids, took them out of the hood, showed them that baseball could do this, baseball can do that. You know, he couldn't save them all, but he saved some of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I actually think there's some truth to that story, isn't it? Isn't that a real story? Hardball, isn't that a true story?
I've never heard anything about it being a real story.
But I'm just you know what I'm saying? So from that perspective, it's like we always get stories from that perspective, like Blindside, Hardball, the heir up there, even, you know, since they started making those types of films. So I feel like you don't represent us correctly when you do it like that.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely have to agree with you on that. I feel like as if like I said, there's plenty of stories throughout the NFL where they do it all the time. These you'll see like Jimmy Butler, for instance. You'll see every single time, as many times as they told the story, every time like the season kicks off, they have to mention that grew up without a father, mother kicked him out at such and such, raised by this woman, and then they go into his story. And I'm just like, we know by now. And if you don't know by now, this is pretty much something like you've told this story over and over again. But we don't have no movie about LeBron James. This is the most successful player in the NBA.
More than
raised by a black woman.
They have one movie.
I'm saying like you have the documentary. You have the documentary, but you not really diving. You ain't got a movie about this motherfucker. And like if you was gonna make a movie about anybody,
you got to get the rights though, bro. That's not going to be easy to come by.
Yeah, LeBron gonna make you.
But look at like Radio. Look at like a movie like Radio.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like they use sports, you know what I'm saying, as a way for him to, you know, save somebody with mental issues or something like that. You know, it's so many films like that I feel like it's just not needed. Like, why did you need to do that? You couldn't tell that story from the main person's perspective. Like, why am I watching Blindside and I know more about the savior than I do about the actual kid that the story is about? You know what I'm saying? Like, we learn more about the little brother that he, you know, that adopted him in and he's running around helping him out, teaching him stuff. You know more about him.
What was his name? I damn near knew his name better than.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was more of a presence on the screen. Like, yes, I understand that he was a quiet kid and stuff like that. But all right, put it like this: all we know about Michael Orr and his backstory is he came from a broken home, which we could have assumed that's what it is, and he was good at football because they put him on the field. That's all we know. Other than that, it's Sandra Bullock. So yes, that Sandra Bullock is a dominant actor. She's elite, but anybody could have played that role. You know what I'm saying? Like she bodied it and took it to another level. But you literally could have put anybody in that role, and it still could have been a good film if we would have focused on Michael Orr. And if the person who played Michael Orr couldn't act, then find somebody else that can actually act and do it. But it wasn't important.
Seen him in shit else.
Yeah, because it wasn't important because the film wasn't really about him. You know what I'm saying? So they just used his story as an opportunity to, you know, make funds pretty much.
Yeah, but that you can't be surprised at that when you look at how opportunistic they are with people's black trauma stories. And like Banks, you was talking about how they do that in the movies all the time. You can't even turn on, at one point you couldn't even turn on the NFL draft without the first round with them going, that was part of the stats. Like runs a 4.2, and his mother was on crack,
and that's what I meant.
It was OD. It was like every
time you see it on Facebook all the time. Anytime Jimmy Butler does anything, mother raised without a father. Yeah. Like what was that one player? The literal only thing they said about this kid, he went to Oregon, I believe. I want to say it was Oregon. I don't want to misquote Oregon or Baylor. I just remember like the colors being green, and like he had like a really good game in the NCAA tournament. And the only thing they brought up, grew up without a father. And I was like, And Facebook was just like, why was it necessary to say this? Like,
it's like something that's just like stamped on us. If we're great athletic, if we have great athletic talent,
but you think
there's some type of
Well,
trauma.
they're not gonna put, anything other than that in the forefront. They want people to view. I guess they want people to view Black people in that way. That's why Hollywood didn't make the film from that perspective. Simple as that.
That's just kind of like what I was saying too. What I want to see more of is like the Mighty Ducks. You get what I'm saying? Like we got that's on that level. That's like
this
that
ragtag group of kids that just came together to play.
Group of Black kids came together with a Black coach, supported by Black, supporting cast, and they just having fun, playing sports.
Can y'all think of a movie
making
that
things
had just
happen?
like a all Black sports movie? Like a coach just comes in.
That wasn't about race. That wasn't about race.
Yeah, it's
because
hard.
that's impossible.
Yeah.
That is impossible. There was one point they were just showing.
No, I'm saying period.
But you're not gonna find one without not about race. It's not gonna happen.
It's all gonna focus. The first one that came to mind was Pride.
That's what I was gonna
with
say.
the swimmers, that's the first one that came to mind. But
that's what I thought.
It's a whole race thing.
It's about race.
Yeah, but you can't.
Because
maybe
at some
Uncle Drew with maybe Uncle Drew. It was something like that, but that was more of like a fun thing. You know
the one with Kyrie.
Those count.
Yeah.
The fun movies count.
I mean, but
I
get what you're saying.
At some point, like they was going so hard with the race thing where they came from nothing, and they had to fight. Like so, then when I started seeing like shit like
Creed, maybe Creed.
They got the swimming, they got the chess club, they got Glee club, they started making movies about whatever. So
that just dives deeper into the trauma. Like, I didn't expect, a Black girl to be so good at spelling words. You know what I'm saying? Like it just gets ridiculous.
Underrated.
Even the movie they did about Jesse Owens, like I felt like they focused more
race.
On
Literally called race.
They focused more on like his. I mean, race was a big thing in there, but I'm saying like the coach had too many lines for me. Like I was just like, why are you talking so much? the shit is about Jesse Owens. Why do you have more lines than the kid playing Jesse Owens? And like it's the same thing over and over.
You know what we forget? Hurricane season with Forrest Whitaker, Isaiah Washington, Shad Moss. If anybody know who that is.
He just got mad the other day when Soulja Boy called him that, even though his handle on Instagram is now, on IG is Shad Moss. Oh, you said the government? You literally told us to stop calling you Bow Wow.
Here's another one that we forgot too. Gridiron Gang. Now that's but I mean it has the idea of like troubled youth. It's a real story.
But it's not a white savior.
Not a white savior.
Not a white savior.
Yeah, so
you're right. So
I do like that. That's a big one, and I remember seeing that too. That's a big one.
Word. Because dude from
even
played in Pride was in it.
Hold on, but didn't wasn't The Rock's character, was he Black? Was The Rock's character?
He was white in real life.
Yeah. So that is
but his character.
They just cast it. They just cast it. A black.
Because they like.
Which is an interesting story in itself, bro.
I think
we don't see that often.
Hollywood did not want to like admit he was Black. Like they didn't want to like say that shit. Until he kept pressing the issue about his father being a Black wrestler, his mother being smoked. Like there's not a lick of white over here, and like they wanted to like cast him. They wanted him to be white so bad.
So you're saying Sean, the coach, the actual coach Sean Porter is half Black, half white? Is what you're saying?
No, the actual coach is white. He's talking about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
Actual coach, yeah. The dude he played is white.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about that as I was watching. I started thinking like, but no, wait, wasn't the coach supposed to be white? Now that's an example. That's an example of what you were saying with Sandra Bullock. Like that was like, yo, we need a big name to sell this film. You know what I'm saying? Let's put somebody in it so we can get people.
Surprised they didn't get Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. He probably ain't
Marshall. Yeah.
I fucking hate Matthew McConaughey.
Wow. Why is it?
You mentioned there was a point where we only did like race. Like if it was a Black sports film, it included race at some point. So let's talk about that. Because there's definitely some great race films like Muhammad, like Ali, race, 42, and the list goes on. So like, let's
come
talk.
on, you can't say that list without mentioning it. Hey, that's the new drinking game. For if you're watching this podcast, start it from the beginning. How many times we say remember the Titans? Take a shot. But go ahead. You gotta say remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans, and the list goes on.
Disclaimer: you're gonna be drunk as fuck by the time this shit ends.
Yeah. But I heard, anyways, but then you got, remember the Titans, Ali, the Express, race, and Pride, and the list goes on. So let's talk a little bit about those films, because they always got heavy trauma, of course, because if race is involved, is in there. So let's talk about that.
A lot of these were, for one, biopic. A lot of these were true stories. I can't remember what the Jesse Owens movie is
Race.
called. Race. It's called Race.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. A lot of these are true stories, so we're literally documenting it. But these aren't the only films that are like, all these films aren't true stories. Like a lot of them are based on race. Like I found it odd that in Gridiron Gang, how many white players did y'all see?
It was a few.
These are convicts, but how many did we highlight and make sure they got on screen and they got good representation? The representation in that movie, I felt like it was more so we're focusing on like this, because when they're going to the other schools to play them, the things with the schools, we don't want to play convicts. They wouldn't say race, but the only thing you're showing is the black players. Like you'll have your white player here and there, and most of them, let's be honest, were linemen. We're linemen.
They had one white receiver, didn't they?
But tight end.
Tight end. But most of the people you're showing, these are black people. These are black people. Glory Road, of course, that team is pretty mixed up. But what's the highlight of the movie? Race.
Mm-hmm.
All these movies are culminating, and again, that's another true story. So I feel like
I'm torn. I'm a little torn on like your point, because when you have a black sports film, and you're talking about race, you're gonna highlight the black kids that are struggling and going through the subject. So, and I would want that. Like, I don't want to watch Gridiron Gang, and we're talking about the struggles of African American kids going through society and stuff, and you're heavily showcasing two white kids going through that similar struggle.
My thing was on Gridiron Gang was it wasn't supposed to be about race. This was supposed to be about, we're trying to change the lives of troubled youth, but the only thing we're focusing on in the movie is the black kids. Now the other movies are you need to focus, because these are race issue movies. But what I'm saying is, even in that movie where race wasn't supposed to be the issue, we're talking about troubled youth. We're only focusing on the black kids.
Well, part of that is it's more based on geography, if anything.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
that too.
You're gonna see a lot of more black kids in that general part of town than
he dealt with more black kids anyway. Yeah. Like that's just the story. But that I feel like what I said still kind of holds valid for like film point, like film wise point, like just watching it on the TV screen aspect.
Okay.
You guys think it would be say if they made, like, for example, I don't want to say the name because I don't want the viewers to drink, but if you think they would have made something like that present day, do you think it would have been a little different? Like, would the race issue be as strong like it was, or would it have been done
in certain areas?
Which movie you referring to again?
Y'all need to drink.
Yeah, drink.
Fuck that.
I think that film, no matter where you sit it, it's gonna hit the same.
Because if you make it, I mean, like I said, it depends. I feel like that's a geographical thing. I'm from Arkansas, born and raised in Arkansas, Southern Arkansas, and mind you, I was born in '91. Coming up, I definitely, like, when we would be going around killing teams, I heard the N-word all the time. Like, it was like normal. Like of course they wasn't gonna come over and say it to our face. They weren't gonna come over and say it directly to us, but you hear it, you see it. So yeah, I feel like race is timeless, and it's sad, but race is timeless. I would hope that can change one day, but right now we don't live in that reality.
When I was staying out in Boston, when I went walking around, because they have like shops and stores and stuff in that area, And they have like the Russell statue that's kind of like
small as hell.
It's life size. Like it looks life size. Like it looks like that was his height. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like some gigantic, like the Shaq one in front of the, in LA or whatever, right? And while I was standing there, it was a black dude that was taking pictures. I forget his name. He was taking pictures of it, and he was kind of like telling me how it was when he was a kid growing up, how that nobody, the fans, wasn't like, they didn't like him. Like it wasn't like they didn't have a good like understanding. Like he was still a nigga in their eyes, even though he was winning games,
bringing them all them
bringing championships and stuff like that. So I feel like that carries over into our sports films, because at the end of the day, like I always say, I hate the idea of films, of black cinema films being created, produced, written, and directed by white imaginations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that culture, or that idea that they have in their head of black athletes or black people in general, stays there no matter what, no matter how on the left or right that they are. They were brought up and they was taught that this is what it is, this is what's right. So that's how they see it, and that's how they're gonna write it.
I have a caveat to that as well. Like, cause I bet you.
Your new favorite word is caveat.
It is. I have a caveat to that as well. So, you know where I got that from? Army. But I bet like Bill Russell. You got me doing it. Bill Russell is like literally the reason they're in the talks for the most championships in NBA history. It's them and the Lakers. The Lakers actually just passed them last year. So this man is literally the reason you're even in the. He accounts for 11 of your championships. You have 17. I think Larry Bird accounts for, I want to say 4. I'm not sure. I want to say 4. But and you see how small his statue is. Like you just heard X say his statue is like life size. Mm-hmm. Every other statue in NBA history, like the Cavs should, LeBron James will eventually have a statue in front of there.
This nigga had a whole building at some point.
But the billboard. Shaq, Kobe, Magic, all of their statues are huge in front of the Staples Center. All of Michael Jordan's statue in front of the I want to say it's the United Center. The United Center in Chicago, huge. I bet Larry Bird's statue is fucking monumentous, but you're gonna downplay this black man that literally brought your what's on top organization of that, into prominence.
And what's on top of that? It's not even near the stadium.
I remember you told us this before.
It's not even near the stadium, bro. Like it's it's a couple of miles away from.
It's like in a random part of the city.
Yeah, and it's like in a corner where you really gotta like look for it, like try to go out and look for it. When I saw it, it wasn't that clean, like they wasn't keeping it clean and steady and stuff. So I just felt like it was crazy, but crazy disrespectful for one. But I just felt like it was like a visual of how they see black athletes and everything that they've been going on. Definitely now with the Black Lives Matter, representing that on stage, shirts and stuff like that.
Spitting on people.
Mm-hmm. So it's just crazy because those and to bring that up, we never hear that happening to like Luka. Luka's not gonna get a bottle thrown at him as he's walking off the stage. You know what I'm saying?
And he's not even from America.
So
and I find it odd that, but it's gonna continue because we have stuff like I find it odd that we have stuff like that. Like before Kyrie played the last game in Boston, he went out in the public and he said that he just hopes there's no racial slurs. Like he hopes y'all keep it purely basketball. And he stepped on the logo. Like he kind of like did the like little like
the TO,
in baseball way
on the star.
Yeah. So he does that, and that's not uncommon in sports. But they try to justify people throwing bottles at him for that and calling him a nigger for stepping on a logo. But then it only makes it worse when you have your coons, KG and Big Baby talking about but he stepped on Lucky. So you're gonna you as a black man who just went into the Hall of Fame, you're gonna justify your fellow basketball player, your peer, being called out his name and being assaulted, because that's assault. Attempted assault, because he stepped on a logo. So that type of stuff is only gonna continue because the dude who threw the bottle at him damn sure had on a Kevin Garnett jersey. The finals version. He damn sure had on the Kevin Garnett jersey. So it's like stuff like that is only going to continue because you have these prominent names. First of all, who the fuck is Big Baby Davis? Like, you've never mattered.
No idea.
I want to get, because I feel like we always got to do this with each genre. I want to get y'all worst sports movies. The worst sports movie you could think of. Like movie you like can't stand. The movie I'm thinking of is so bad I can't even think of the name of it, but I know when I describe it, y'all gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. So what's your worst?
Describe it. I want to hear.
All right, so there's these twins. They're two white girls. They're twins.
Oh my god!
It's a Disney movie.
Isn't it called Double Team?
Double Team. Yes,
yo.
That's the worst. That's the worst sports movie.
This girl had a move. She was a triple threat.
Traveled like shit every time. I
was like, yo, what is she doing?
Like, yo, it was like, I think it was like 13 seconds left on the clock. This bitch did this shit for at least 30 seconds.
Yeah, I was like,
it's
what
this
is
shit right
doing,
here. I gotta show the crowd. Hold on, I gotta show y'all. This is what she was doing. This is her move. So she has the ball, and she's shuffling her feet.
Yes.
And I'm like, bitch, this is a travel.
Yes.
This is a motherfucking travel.
Yes. And it was, and she was cooking all the girls with this move.
Cooking them. She literally was on a bad ankle. She stole the move from her sister on a bad ankle for the game-winning shot. She did this terrible head fake and then goes, I think she went left and then got the lay in.
And then you find out
the worst sports movie I've ever seen.
And then you found out it's like based on a true story. It was like, nah, get the hell out of here.
I was like, there's no way that was the move. There's no way that was the move.
I was like, nah, this movie is I gotta give it to you, Bex. I don't got nothing to say.
I refuse.
Double Team was terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. Terrible. That's the worst sports movie I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if y'all got it.
What you got?
I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't beat that.
You can't. You really can't. I can't beat that. I'm gonna try though.
Yo, try.
There was one movie that's a Disney movie also. I think it's Luck of the Irish. Didn't he play basketball?
Yeah, he did. That was terrible too.
Yeah, so
and it was because they tried to go. He shrinks in the movie. Yeah. Like he's his family's Irish and like some. I can't remember exactly what happens, but he gets shrunk down to like bite size. And the movie, it wasn't even a bad. The only reason I put Double Team over it as the worst is because it wasn't like the basketball was bad. It was that the movie was bad. Like it was just like the plot was dumb. It was,
another one.
Oh, it's some movie with Kevin Durant in it.
Thunderstruck. Yeah, that movie was terrible.
He switches like powers. With, like he gets like normal. This kid gets all his abilities. Yeah, that was horrible too.
And then there's another movie that I thought was kind of funny. I don't know if it was the worst one, but it's called Basketball. You know, like those two guys.
No. With Mike Myers and
I'm not doing that.
It was funny though.
We're not trashing basketball.
Yeah,
basketball is hilarious. We're not doing that.
It's hilarious, but it's terrible, bro.
It's hilarious
because it was like it was so stupid. I had no reason to watch this movie when I was younger.
It's
hilarious, but it's terrible.
It's funny as hell.
You gotta admit that it's terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's funny as fuck.
It's from the same dudes that made South Park.
Yeah, that movie was terrible. All the like Mikes was terrible.
Nah, I'm not gonna say
Terrell, all the
it's all good. I don't care.
It's like the first one. I at least got like the original plot, but it's like for the shoes to come back for the second movie, but the shoes was destroyed. So how the fuck?
It's funny. It's funny because I didn't even know there was a second movie.
Then they tried to get Lil Buddy. They tried to get Lil Buddy from 3J. That was his name, and then Michael Beach played his father in the movie, and he was supposed to be like anytime I think of Michael Beach, I'm not thinking Basketball for Signs. The only thing I think about Michael Beach is when he cheated on Vanessa Williams with her cousin Faith in Soul Food. That's the first thing I think of. They tried. Who played his son? The Trent off of Big Mama's House. That's who played his son, and the movie was terrible. Terrible. Nothing as bad as Double Team. Double Team was by far
Double Team was pretty bad.
The worst movie I've ever seen about
sports. Changing my answer for
the worst.
No, the basketball player that can give you the most hoops, the most buckets. Morris Chestnut from Like Mike is giving you buckets right now. So.
All right, that's the show.
Let's talking about
We appreciate y'all, you know, talking with us. You know, if you leave your comments.
You notice they didn't even read.
He's out here.
We just did the rom-com
yo,
episode 2. You gonna bring up Morris Chestnut?
Facts. I forgot that nigga even played in anything.
Out
here.
Play Bow Wow's
for the
dad.
dark-skinned brothers. For the dark-skinned brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was bad representation. I'd rather watch Common in Just Right than watch.
Now you're being disrespectful.
All right, people, that's the show. That's all we got for y'all today. Let us know. Let us know what's y'all favorite sports movies. Let us know if y'all agree with us. If y'all have some of the same childhood movies as we do. A lot of y'all were probably born at different times, like Terrell here, so you have a very different perspective from what the rest of us do. And that's all we got. That's it for the team, and we out.
Appreciate y'all.
Certified real.
Hey, I'm a little excited.
You heard it here first. Certified real. Airborne.
You are now listening to Real Talk Podcast.
This is certified